Welcome everyone to the new features webinar for QuickBooks Online for February 2016. It will cover off some of the upgrades that we've had for late December and January as well on the apps, the mobile apps I should say. So welcome. My name is Lauretta Finis and I am a member of the Training and Writer Network for Intuit here in Australia. I also run a business practice just like you do. My business is called Quick Business Bookkeeping Solutions and my website is qbbs.com.au. Okay, so today's agenda. We will be looking at the updates on the mobile app that did happen over December, January, and unfortunately because it is a mobile app, I can't actually show you a live demo on the throughout the webinar, but what I will do is we actually do have some updates in relation to the mobile apps on our intuit.com.au website. So I'll refer back to those because there are some screenshots in those. And I think visually you'll actually see them better and it'll make more sense. The rest of the presentation I'll be doing a demo within QuickBooks Online file. Okay, and then also the other updates that occurred was registers updates. So we'll look at some of the bank registers and what you can do. The print delivery note, I know Stephen actually mentioned that a little while ago, so that actually happened towards the end of last year. The inventory tracking improvements as well. There's a little bit more that you can do with inventory, and I know that you'll be pleased to see this update because I certainly was, because it's one of my pain points. I'm really happy that that's actually happening. Also, the redesigned reports update. So they are the new reports, the new look reports that is in QuickBooks Online. So if you're using those, there's a little bit of an update and a fix around those reports, so you'll be happy to see those. And then just a little bit of a reminder where the sample file is actually kept on the intuit.com.au website. So if you are at a client's and you want to give them a little bit of a demo and you don't actually want to show them your file, of course, and you can't get into QBOA, or you're just happy to show them that they can get into it at any time to play with QuickBooks Online, I'll show you where to find that. And as well as there's more notes in our updates blog on the Intuit website. So updates on the mobile app. There's been some pretty robust updates, can I tell you that, over December, January. So some of them are multi-currency. So you can now process transactions in a multi-currency on your mobile app. So that's pretty awesome. So you can go from quotes to invoice and also expenses via a multi-currency. Just a little bit of a tip. Please do make sure that your multi-currency is switched on your QuickBooks Online file, okay, before you actually start processing multi-currency. If you don't have that switched on your file under the company settings, and I'll show you a picture of that in our updates, you need to have that turned on so you can actually use multi-currency, of course. Chart of accounts, you can actually edit the account name or description while you're in the mobile app. Also products and services, you can create new items on the go. Online banking feed, so you can actually match and add transactions via the banking feed while you're on the mobile app. And true story, I actually used it probably about 2-3 weeks ago, where I had a client that was wanting all her deposits that came through her bank account matched to her invoices. I had finished for the day, sat down, and then it hit me that I hadn't actually done it. So instead of coming back into the office, I opened up the mobile app, and because as a pro advisor, we have access to all our clients' files through our mobile app, just to let you know that one as well, I was actually able to get into her file, and I was actually able to match the invoice to the payments, or payments to the invoices, and she was quite happy because then she could actually run her accounts receivable report. So, and so that's for us as well. Okay, so it does help us as well on the go, and also our clients, of course. So we'll get into some of these product updates, and you'll actually see we have two updates blogs, and one is on the Android and one is on the iOS, so that's our Apple update. So let's just quickly get into the product updates, and it's actually happening over here. So this is our product updates page, and I'll show you a little bit later on where to actually get into this product update area when you're in the intuit.com.au website. So I will show you how to get into this area. So at the moment, we actually want to have a look at there's some more information about the mobile device. First off, I'll take you through to the Android update. Okay, so let's look at that, and I'll show you some screens so it actually explains to you what has actually happened within the mobile app. So here's our multi-currency. And as I mentioned before, please make sure that you do have your multi-currency switched on from your QuickBooks Online file. Otherwise, you won't, of course, be able to use multi-currency on your mobile app. To turn that on, of course, if you go to your cogwheel, which is your right-hand corner cogwheel in your QuickBooks Online file, go down to Company Settings, Settings first, then Company Settings, I should say, and then it will actually take you into the Settings window. Go down to Advanced, click on Currency, then make sure you click on, you can actually open it up via the pencil icon, or you can double click into that little window area where it says Currency. Make sure you tick the box next to multi-currency, and also to make sure you select the I understand I can't undo multi-currency, because once you click that on, you can't switch multi-currency off. Okay, just remember that. So I'll make this screen a little bit smaller because it's a little bit large. There we go. That's probably a little bit better for you guys. As you can see, when you're in your mobile app, this is just a screenshot off the mobile app. You do have all the different currencies that you would have in your QuickBooks Online file. All right. So I'll just scroll down slowly so I can show you that you can actually process a transaction with the multi-currency. Okay. And that is once you've actually turned that on. And there's the quote, and that is in New Zealand dollars for $11. Okay. The expense as well, there's an expense there, and that is in Great British pounds for 20 Great British pounds. And as you can see, it actually gives you the actual exchange difference and the amount in AUD that you've paid. So that's pretty cool as well. Then there's our invoice. So the next thing, apart from multi-currency, we also have the ability to edit names in our chart of accounts. And this blog also explains to you how you can actually filter by account type, and you can also sort transactions. So I do recommend that you have a look at the blog. It will make more sense as you go through it, and it gives you some more details. And it's probably easier if you actually are looking at your mobile iPhone, or your iPhone or your Android at the same time as you're actually filtering by account type and changing or sorting transactions, as you can see on that one. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for everyone. And then the products and services. So this is where you can actually access products and services now as well through your mobile app. And you can also create new items on the mobile app as well. So if you do have clients that are out and about and they want to invoice out their client, they can actually do that on the go now. They don't have to go back to the office to actually add a new product or service. So that's pretty cool too. And there's how to actually add. So once you go into that products and services area, click on the plus button and they can actually add a new product or service. create the item. You can see it's very similar to what we see in the QuickBooks Online file when we're on our desktop. So everyone, that was the Android update. So let me go back. So I want to show you the other one was the mobile app, iOS, which is our iPhone. And in this one here, I just want to show you the bank feeds, as I mentioned before. So the functionality now is that you can actually, this is your picture. I might just make this a little bit smaller again, everyone, so you can see it all in one screen. Yeah, cool. And as you can see, banking is now also on the left-hand side navigation bar on the iPhone. All right, and once you click into banking, it actually says X amount of new transactions, gives you the account balance, how much is in the bank account, how much is in QuickBooks Online file. And again, do take the time, have a look at the blog, because it actually goes through step by step how to actually accept each transaction. And this person uses Uber quite a lot. Yeah, then how to actually accept the transactions. I'll just try going a little bit slower for everyone. And then add or match, okay? Add to the expense as well. And it's just showing that you can sort by date. Very similar to what we can do in the QuickBooks Online file. Everyone, can I just add that? Because you can sort by date, the amount, or A to Z, or money in and money out. I actually use that feature quite a lot in the QuickBooks Online file. Then it's selected to the Uber Australia, and off it goes. So yeah, so I can't actually, and it's actually matched that amount to a bill. So you can see this one here, there was actually a bill in the system for Uber, and it's actually matched it as well. So, you know, it's pretty cool that you can do this on your mobile app. We've come a long, long way from when I started. I won't even give you the dates when I started bookkeeping, but yes, we certainly have come a long, long way. Look, that probably doesn't mean a lot to you because we're just going over and over, you know, expenses and different Uber expenses, but so do take the time, and then it goes into multi-currency because this is the actual app for the the actual update for the Apple or iOS update. So do take the time and have a look, read up on what you need, whether it's the Android or whether it's the iOS, and I will actually show you where these are found a little bit later on, the products and updates. Okay. Cool. So that's updates on the mobile app. So hopefully you'll find some really great features that have been added in that area over the last, and like I said, it started happening at the end of December and also January, while a lot of us were on holidays, or some of us may have not been on holidays. Okay. So do take the time and just have a look at those. All right, so now we start getting into the QuickBooks Online file and what we can actually see now. So we've actually had registers updates. Okay, so now you can actually choose a whole lot more when you go into your bank register of the columns that you want to see across the top. And also we have a new, under Other, as you can see, where I've actually highlighted in this red square, the paper ledger mode. So it basically matches what you would see on a bank statement. All right, and I'll take you into a live demo for that one as well. And I'll just bring across my window. And I'll just make that a little bit larger for everyone. All right, so I'll take it back home so you can actually see where we are. So getting into your register, everyone, you can actually click in here and you can get into any of your bank registers. The other way of getting into any of your bank registers is by clicking up on the cogwheel and going into your chart of accounts. The other way of getting into your chart of accounts, of course, is under Transactions, Chart of Accounts. I'm just showing you a few different ways that you can get into your chart of accounts. Some of you may know, or some of you may not know. So it's always good to actually have different ways of getting into the actual windows that we actually need. So here we actually have two bank accounts, and I want to go into the register of, say, let's have a look at the ABC bank account. So I'm just going to click on account history. Oh, wow, we've got a lot of money in there, $1 million. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we actually have. Account history updates. Have a look and read. Every time you go into a new screen where there is any updates, what you will find is that QuickBooks Online will actually give you a little bit of an area where you can go into and start reading about some of the different features that you will see. So here we talk about the filter button, and we also talk about all the changes that have been made with the account histories. So do go in, have a look around whenever you see that the actual message up the top. I'm just going to close that down, as you can see. So the first thing I actually want to show you is from our COGS setting wheel, and as a tip, you will find this COGS setting wheel in any window that you go to. So if you go into a customer, if you go into the customers center, suppliers center, just have a look at that cog wheel, because you can actually add different columns up the top, because you may not want to see foreign currency and exchange rate. Okay, so show a click, and as you can see, you're going, well, where is foreign currency and exchange rate? If you click on show more or show less, you'll actually find, it looks as if we can't actually take those off. Sorry guys, I do apologize about that. But most of the time, in some of the other windows, you will have probably about 5 or 6 more that you can actually choose when you click on that show more or show less button. So as you can see with this particular area in our account register, I can choose, and this is your reconciliation column. So if any of these transactions have been reconciled, it will come up with an R. Okay, so let's click on untick reconcile, because I don't want to see that. And I'm just going to get rid of that. So you can see I've actually made that a little bit smaller. Go back to my cogs wheel, and this is, so I've already switched on the paper ledger mode, okay? And I've actually showed it in one line. So if I want to broaden out the actual row, I will just untick that, and you can actually see now, I can see what expense it goes to, the bank fees, $10, my GST free, I'll just close that down, and my running balance. Okay, you can also filter by date, as you can see, 1st of the 1st, 2013, and 1st of the 3rd, 2016. All right, so as we go down, that's the bottom of the ledger. So do take time and have a look at what you can do. Now, paper ledger mode, I just want to bring this to your attention. If I tick that on, it automatically opens up a little register down the bottom here that we can actually process transactions, if we want to, directly from our register. Okay, so that is one of the new features that's actually happened this month. I won't actually keep that, but do take the time and have a look at that. The other thing I want to show you in the registers area is the filter button. If you click on the filter button, this gives you an advanced search. So that's also new. So take the time and have a look at your advanced search area if you're looking for something that's been reconciled, unreconciled, no status cleared, if you're looking for a check. So the advanced search area directly from here has made it much easier if we're actually in the bank register and we're actually looking for a particular transaction. Okay, so let's go home. So that was the bank registers update. Print delivery note. So we now have it found, the print delivery note. You can print up a delivery note from your sales receipt. You can do it from your invoice at the moment, but with the latest update, so let's have a look. I'll just do Little Bruce. What can he buy? I've got shoes in here, I think. So he's going to buy some blue pumps for his store. He's also going to buy some pink stilettos. And the blue pumps, let's see, we'll buy, he's bought 10 at $100. The pink stilettos, he likes those ones, so we bought 15 at $100. And it's a sales receipt. Make sure you choose the correct bank account, okay? You can send it out to him directly if you've got the correct email address. But what has actually now changed, under print or preview, we can now click on print delivery note, and there's our delivery note that you can send out, or your clients can send out to their client. So he's bought 10 blue pumps, 15 pink stilettos. Okay. This feature is on invoices as well, so it's been on invoices for a little while, but it's just new on the sales receipt. I won't actually keep that, but you can actually see how quick and easy that is as well, everyone. So that's the delivery notes. Now, inventory tracking improvements. I know you will like this one because I've just recently I've taken over a file where they entered in their products and services. And instead of entering in their products and services, as of 1st of July 2014, I think it was, I actually found when I did a review, I had an opening balance in one of their products going back to something silly like March 2011, and there was a whole heap of stuff in 2012. And at that stage, when I actually did the review, I could not change the opening value or date. So now, this is one of the other great improvements in inventory tracking. We can now change that. Okay, so I'll just show you a screenshot first before I go into it. Oops, that's our sales receipt that I just showed you. Inventory tracking. So here you go. So as you can see, we can now, and I'll show you how to get into this. We can now see that inventory quantity on hand as of the 1st of October was 100 at $50. So if I accidentally put in, or the client accidentally put in the wrong initial cost, they should have been 100. Oops, sorry, wrong. Go back, should have been 90 or 40, or he's purchased 120, we can actually now change it. This is a system generated transaction. As you can see, it's got the start on it, and it automatically goes to the opening balance equity. And this has actually come from your products and services when you've set up the product and you've actually entered in the inventory amount on a certain date, which we've covered off on various other different webinars. So let's go in and I'll show you how to actually get to it. So with our monthly product update, and I'll show you where that is if you want to print that off. The inventory starting values and dates can be edited like any other transaction, and the transactions can be located in different areas within QuickBooks Online. So you can actually find them using the search functionality. You can use the audit log as well. You can use registers, which would be in your inventory assets account, so through your chart of accounts. But one of the ones that I prefer to find my opening value amounts and products and inventory values is via the reports area. And I'll run through the main one, and this is the main one that I actually show you in the blog for February. So, and I'm already there, but I'll just take it back a step so you know exactly where we are. So under the reports center, under all reports, we'll actually go down to manage products and inventory, and then we'll look for the inventory valuation detail report. Now, this will bring up all the detail that we have with all our inventory. Okay, so what you need to do to actually find the opening value, which makes sense, is go to your date and click on all dates. and then run report. This will take you back over every transaction that's gone in and out of any product or service. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite a big report. So if I'm actually going to change the pink stilettos amount. If I want to find the pink stilettos, as you can see, I'll be scrolling, and it'll take me forever to actually find it. I just want to show you how we can actually filter it really quickly, and you can find it much quicker. So if you go to your Customize button up the top, then if you go down to your, hang on a moment, we've got all dates there. We go down to Filter. Click on Products and Services. Where it says All, of course they're all going to come up, as you can see. But I'm actually looking for so I know my products, so I know it's going to be under Shoes to start off with. I then do the hypo, there it is there, and there's my pink stiletto. So now I'll run the report and I'll only get the actual amount for my, for the actual transactions that have gone through the pink stilettos, okay? So then what you need to do is, you can see we've got the inventory starting value on the 1st of October. Click in that inventory starting value, and that's where you can see that's what our system generated transaction produced, and it says the initial quantity on hand was 100 and we actually bought 50. It actually cost us $50. After I've actually gone through all my paperwork, I've realised that I've actually purchased 120. So I'll change that to 120. And they were $50. But as you can see, I can change dates and I can actually change the initial cost. And they've all gone to opening balance equity. So that's all I'm doing at the moment. So I'll go Save and Close. So now you can see it's actually changed my quantity up to 120, because when I did my audit, I realised I only put in 120. So as you can see, if you need to go back in, I need to change my initial cost down to $40 because I made a mistake, I can now save and close that as well. We weren't able to do that in the past. So you can see this is a really great time-saving value for you. Okay? So everyone, that is one of the great features that has actually happened with our updates, that we can now change the inventory starting value, the date, and the quantity on hand as well. And it's all in the blog for February, so do take the time and print that off if you prefer. The other thing now that we have is the SKU, and I'll just take you back into the products and services from our gear icon, products and services. If let's have a look at the pink stilettos. There they are. There. I'm going to edit. And at the moment, I don't actually have a SKU or a SKU number, which is called the stock keeping unit in any larger business or organization. So I'm going to, so the SKU number, I'm actually going to call it, oops, in the wrong section, Loretta. I'm going to actually call that pink 123. Okay. And as you can see also, while we're in that page, the quantity on hand is actually updated because I actually changed that amount, but we've also sold. All right. So do take note of that when you also look at that. Also too, while I'm in here, if you do need to change anything, this is where you can change your inventory asset, your sales of income, so your product income, your income account. And of course, because it is inventory, this is where you also change your expense account. So if you find that you've actually maybe that you've entered in the wrong expense account or it's going to the wrong income account, this is where you can actually go in and change it. All right, so I'm actually going to save and close that because now we've actually got a SKU number called pink 123. Just write that down so I remember. And as you can see, next to my pink stilettos, pink 123, under SKU number. If I want to actually categorize, or if I want to find how many pink 123s, because I know what my SKU number is, this is the way you would do it. There are quite a few different reports you can actually use to find your SKU number. I'm not going to go through every one of them, but they are actually listed on the blog. So we'll go back to our reports area, and I'll go back to all reports. And the one I like to use is under all reports, review sales. Then we actually have one called sales by product and service detail. So it's the detailed ones that you need to look at, not the summary, okay? So look at the detail. So you can also do this by purchases as well, by service and detail too, everyone. Just to let you know that as well. So so back to this. So review sales. Then what we need to do is customize. Then under our rows and columns, you can then scroll down till you find the change columns. So these are all the customizations you can actually do in the new reports. So you can filter. We went into filter before. These are the rows and columns, header and footer, very similar to the older style reports where you've got cash or accrual on any one of them. So for this particular demo, I want to go into the rows and columns. I'm going to click on change columns because as you can see, when I click on change columns, there's a whole lot more that actually populate. Let me go high and change columns, and let me just go back. I'm going to close that down. So as you can see at the moment, this is what the top of our columns are, okay? There's no SKU, there's no SKU column there. So we want to add it. So let's go into Customize, Change Columns, scroll down till you find to SKU, click on that, and now it's actually gone up into that area there. If I wanted to change the order, I could change the order, as you can see. All right, run report. There's our SKU number now. So for the clients that you have that use SKU numbers, this is quite a good report to use so that they can actually work out by SKU exactly what they've sold and also the quantity on hand. All right. So that is also in one of our new features. So do take the time and have a look and see what you can do in the customization area, because not a lot of people are aware that, and then you can actually reset to default as well. So if I didn't want the SKU, I've actually defaulted that. Hide change column, so it goes back to our main customization report. There's our filter and head footer, okay, and then run your report. All right, everyone, so let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation and see where we are. So that's the inventory tracking improvements, which I mentioned to you about the starting value, the date, and the initial cost. You can change that quite easily now. The next thing was the redesigned reports update. Oh, I haven't done this one yet, everyone. So let's go back to our redesigned reports update. Okay, so the advisors out there that are actually using the new redesigned reports, what you may have found, and I know this was one of my issues, was I couldn't actually see the whole screen on the whole report on the screen. And even though I tried to maneuver the sidebar, the scroll bar, I couldn't actually get it right. So we've actually had a fix, so that's really important. So let me go back into the actual file itself. And let's go back to reports. And the one I want to show you, let's go back to all reports, is under the business overview. This is also a new one as well, everyone, and this is only found in the new redesigned reports, just to let you know. So I want to look at the profit and loss by month. 1st of July, yep, 3rd of March. So as you can see now, you can see it actually fits in the page quite nicely. So it fits in the report nicely. Whereas before, the actual update fix was a little bit hard to see the end column and over here as well. So you can see that's a really good fix there. All right. The other thing I want to show you, let's just say, for instance, you've got a really large report, which sometimes we do have. And let's make this report a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go back into my Customize area. I am going to choose on rows and columns. And here I want to look at my previous period, but I want to see the dollar change, and I actually want to see the change, the percentage change. You can see this is where you can actually change it to days, weeks, months, etc. Do take time and have a look around and see what you can actually choose in these areas. Okay, so after, I'll just wait for this to get rid of that. Okay, so I then run the report, and look now what happens to our report. It's humongous, as you can see. But guess what? We now have the bottom scroll, the side scroll area that you can actually scroll down quite nicely. But look what happens when we scroll across. Because before, when we scrolled across, we actually used to lose our actual descriptions. And it was really hard to work out what was the difference between, by the time you come down to your expenses, it was a little bit hard to actually work out what was office expenses and what was stationery and printing. So now when I cross my scroll bar, we actually keep the description. So it's actually frozen that column, which is brilliant. So now, regardless of where we are, you can actually see as you scroll down, it's got a little bit of skew there for me. You can actually see what your description is. Cool. I like that. So that's brilliant. All right. So that's one of the new features, and I think that is a really good fix, as you can see, because before that it was a really hard report in the new designed report, the redesigned reports, to actually have a look at a big report that we do have to run sometimes. All right, let me go back to the PowerPoint presentation. So we've just done the redesigned reports update. I've showed you how you can actually find your SKU numbers in different reports, and these were the reports, and they're actually found listed on the blog for February. So it's sales by product service detail, which is the one I showed you today, the purchases by product service detail, also the product service list, inventory valuation detail, and also transaction detail by account. So each one of those reports will actually show your SKU number, but you do have to go in and actually customize to actually show the SKU. So do remember that, please. What else? Okay. So I'll show you more information where you can find updates, training and events. I'll actually show you where you find your product updates under Learn and Support and Training and Events. And then I'll come back and talk to you about the LinkedIn group and Facebook group page. So let's go to, all right, so I'm under the home page of intuit.com. Oops, I better spell it correctly. Intuit.com.au homepage. All right, I'm there. Now it's very tiny because I actually made this window, oops, I'm going the wrong way. And everyone, just to let you know what I'm actually doing, this is a little bit of a feature that you can actually do in QuickBooks Online as well. If sometimes the actual window is looking too large or too small, all I'm doing is on my keyboard, I'm actually hitting the Control button, and then on the side where my numerical pad is with the numbers and the plus and the minus, if I want to make it large, I click on Control and then I hit plus, 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 and you can see I can keep going till I make it large. If I think, wow, that's way too large, I click on my Control and I minus, minus, minus till I get back to my 100%. And there's Intuit welcoming me to Intuit, and if I want to have a chat with them, well, I don't at the moment. All right, so this is where you can find some more information. This is the Small Business Centre, so do have a look in there because there are some really great blogs in there about running your business. You'll find some information there that you can send off to your clients as well, which will help them in their business as well. There's marketing in there, how to run your business. There's Alicia Edgar. She looks after the us trainers and writers here in Australia. and the product updates, which is where I've actually referred to you during the day. But as you can see, I've been scrolling and scrolling till I got to the product updates. So I'll show you a quicker way to actually get to the actual products and updates. Under Learn and Support, product updates, it will take you straight through to that page, okay? So there's our products and updates, and this is where you'll find all the latest updates and features with QuickBooks Online. As you can see, this is what I've been referring to all morning, or all afternoon, sorry. QuickBooks Online Update February. Click on that blog, and yes, that's me that's actually written the blog. And we mentioned the mobile apps. So if you click on any one of those, it'll actually take you to either the Android or the iOS update. The registers update. So as you can see, I've stepped it all out for you. Print delivery note, redesigned reports update. I've just gone through that as well for you. So do take time, because everything that I went through today is actually in the February update. Also too, you'll find there's information about how to process something. There's one on recurring transactions. That's Chris that actually wrote the mobile app that I've referred to you during the day. Sholto is actually Sholto McPherson for the people that do know Sholto. How to maximise efficiency in QuickBooks Online practice. So as you can see, there's a lot more. There's one from Kane Munro, Move Away from Excel Hell, and one from Darren McMahon as well. All right, so that is where you find your updates. So I'm going to go back to the intuit.com.au website. Now, this is a really handy tip. If you're out at a client and you want to give him access to a sample file, but you don't want him to see your QuickBooks Online accountant dashboard because it will confuse him, because of course as a pro advisor, we only have access to a QuickBooks Online accountant dashboard. So this is where you would go, and this is all to the SMBs, small business owner, and yourselves if you want to. Under Learn and Support, under Training and Events, this is where you can see there's a whole lot more information. So if you're an accounting professional, you'd actually tick in here, and it gives you a lot more areas that you can go to actually find out about QuickBooks Online. But I'll take it back to that sample file. So you're at the clients and you've clicked on, I'll take you back again. So it's under Learn and Support, Training and Events, Small Business. Click on Small Business. Okay, and there's some little live webinars that they can attend. There's also video resources as well. So if a client actually emails you and says, how do I process a quote via the iPad? There you go. Send him, open it up, then save or share the link from YouTube and send it off to the client. Okay, so that's also a good little area. But if you click on Get More Out of QuickBooks Online, as you can see, that's the webinar that we're running today. So they could have, so also small business owners can attend our webinars. Launch Demo Company File. Have a play. This is where you find the demo company. So it's pre-populated with data and free to use to get hands-on with key features in QuickBooks. And the best part is that as soon as you actually close the window, the system defaults back to the original data. So if your clients do play in this, they're not going to break it. They're not going to, no one else is actually going to see any data or any information they've actually entered into the actual demo itself, the actual sample file itself. All right, so do take time and play around with these areas as well. Okay, so, oops, got a little bit too far there. Okay, so what else we have for pro advisors? We have a LinkedIn group. So all the pro advisors that are part of the LinkedIn group, do take time and find the Intuit QuickBooks Online AU Pro Advisors group. Ask to join, and I actually run that group as well, actually. So yes, I will actually, as long as I know that you're an accountant and that you're a Intuit Pro advisor, you're very, very welcome. Accountant, bookkeeper, I'd take that back. I'm going to smack myself on my hand. I should have said accountant and bookkeepers because I'm from the bookkeeping realm. Please join us, and there will be updates, there will be information, there's workshops happening, there's road shows happening at the moment, and that's where we post a lot of the information on there. And also too, if you've got any queries or need help, please do feel very welcome to actually ask away. Facebook group page as well for the Pro Advisors. So if you're a Facebook user, the page on Facebook is called the Intuit QBO Pro Advisor Community. So do take time and join that group as well, and I'll see you in there as well. So, and again, ask questions. We post up different webinars that are happening, different workshops and roadshows as well. All right, everyone. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. So I'm hoping that you have taken away a lot from the demonstrations that I've done. So now what I'll do is I'll actually open up the question pane and see if I can help. If I can't help you, I will actually ask for your email address. No one else will see it, and I'll make sure that someone does actually get back in contact with you. So, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Does the mobile app include iPads or just phones? Not sure if that is a dumb question. No, there's no dumb questions. So if you go into your iPad, it should actually, I need to check that one because I've only done it on a mobile. I haven't checked the iPad because I don't use an iPad. So if you like, Jackie, I can get back to you on that one. And just shoot me your email at the bottom of this, the question area, and I will get back to you. But I'm pretty sure we've actually linked up on Facebook, I think, and also on LinkedIn, Jackie. Stephen, on the delivery note, can you put a signature so you can't get it so you can get it signed by a client? So sorry, Stephen, but we can't. But you know what? We do have a feedback button, and I'll show you everyone where that is. Stephen, I know it's probably not something that you want to hear about, the feedback button. So while you're in the actual file itself, under the actual cogs wheel, there's a feedback button there. So Stephen, add that in. Let them know that you'd like to see that you're able to get a signature on a delivery note. But it's a printed delivery note as well, Steve. So yeah, that's a tricky one. I know on our iPads, when you send a quote, or if you're in front of the client, they can actually sign the quote straight away. All right, so iPads, quotes, they can sign that straight away, Stephen, but at this stage, the delivery note, no. Can a client, by Susan, can a client add a barcode, then scanner? Not through QuickBooks Online, Susan. You may be able to find an app in the apps area that may be able to help you with barcodes and scanners. So if you want, leave me your email address and I can get someone to contact you that's an expert in the apps area that may be able to help you with in that area, Susan. Okay. And Susan, thank you very much. You like the control and tip. Thanks very much, Susan, because sometimes I do have a lot of tips that I can give out to you, but sometimes I don't know whether you guys want them. So I'll keep doing them because I think it does actually help everyone. So thank you very much, Susan. Jackie, okay, I've got your email address. I'll write that down. And Jackie, yes, we have. Yes, we have. I'm not sure what you meant by yes, we have. Maybe you were answering a question that I was saying. Oh, yes, we have. We have actually connected through Facebook and LinkedIn. Jackie, I will get back to you on that question about the iPads for you. Okay, everyone. So that's about all. I think I've answered everyone at this stage. So I really hope you have actually taken a lot from this presentation. I know I kept saying do take time a bit, but you know what, in our businesses we are very busy, I know, and it's just finding that time to actually look and see what is actually out there, and also take mental note of what you can do. Oh, thanks, Stephen. Great webinar. Thank you very much, Stephen. That's lovely. So do take note and see what you can do behind the scenes to help your business give you a bit more time back. Because I know that in my own business, I know I've been looking at different softwares to help me, you know, automate and just give me a little bit more time. And I find QuickBooks Online is doing that for me, because there's a lot of features in here that we either used to do a long way round, or, you know, with QuickBooks Online being in the cloud, of course, it saves me driving out to my clients, which I absolutely used to hate driving out to clients. Susan, confirming great and great informative webinar. Thank you very much. Susan, yep, I think I've answered that question. It's just run up to the top for some silly reason. Thank you. Good to keep up to date. No worries, Fiona. Thank you very much. Susan, confirming great and informative webinar. Beautiful. Susan, your email address is, okay, I've got that as well. Thank you very much, Susan and Jackie, and I will actually get back to you with those with that information. All right, everyone. Now, just to let you all know that the webinars will now be running on in the first week on a Thursday. I will be running the webinars for the previous month, just to let you know, so that way you can actually get in and book yourself, and you know when these are running, because last year it was a little bit erratic, and also you know, it wasn't just there, and we had to make a firm decision what day and what time. Hopefully 12 o'clock is also good for everyone too, I'm hoping, because last year it was on a Friday at 12 o'clock, and I just found, you know, a lot of the bookkeepers and accountants, well, Friday at 12 o'clock, I know that's probably not something that I'd want to do, is sit there and listen to a webinar. So I'm trying to get timings and dates right for everyone so you can actually attend these webinars. Okay, everyone, lovely to see you, and I'll see you next month. Have a great day. Bye.